Hello, everyone. Welcome to Launch Week Day 2, where we're talking about WorkOS Vault. And we have Ryan Cook here. Ryan, welcome. So tell us a little bit about the WorkOS Vault product, what it does, and who it's for.
Yeah, we built WorkOS Vault to directly address something every developer encounters when they're building applications. And that is, I have sensitive or secret material that I need to store somewhere. And this isn't necessarily a capability that is obvious in frameworks or databases today. So a great example of this is maybe I offer my customers the ability for them to sign in to their Slack and they want to use my app in Slack. You know, for my app to talk to Slack, I need a token to talk through the Slack's API. And that's a credential that my customer is going to provide, probably through something like OAuth. And then my application needs to store that token somewhere. And I don't want to just store it in a database in plain text because it's like a password. If that token were ever exposed, then some nefarious person could interact with my customer's Slack application in ways I probably wouldn't want them to. And so when it comes to handling these types of secrets in my application, I need to go and find some secure way to store that.
Cool. And then what are some of the things that we're really trying to solve? Obviously, there are a lot of places that someone could put their secrets and their keys. What makes WorkOS Vault the best place to do it?
Some of the principles that we've built into WorkOS Vault is we wanted the API to be very simple. When we looked at a lot of the alternatives in the market, there's some complexity and learning curve associated with that. And again, going back to that challenge of where do I store sensitive data, we didn't want there to be like a lot of learning curve or diligence that you had to do. You really just want to put it somewhere where you know it's secure and you can get it back. So we're using a lot of different encryption keys in the back end of Vault. We're encrypting the data with encryption keys, and then the keys that are used to encrypt the data also themselves get encrypted. And what this means is that there's never an instance where key material that's being used to secure data is ever exposed. And so that just adds in a lot of layers to security. You probably have heard of terms like defense in depth. And we really just don't want there to be kind of a single point of failure where if something did go wrong, would create a compromise of that data.
Now, I know that you have been focused on encryption for a while, and you nerd out about this stuff. Is there a particular part of the product that you are most excited about from a just nerd brain perspective?
Yeah, I really like how Vault uses metadata about the type of content that you're trying to store to essentially identify what type of encryption key should be used. The encryption can be a bit esoteric, and if you make a mistake with misplacing a key or you lose the identifier for a key, oftentimes that can result in losing all the data. Yeah. And so we really wanted to kind of make a very straightforward way to identify keys themselves that didn't really exist in other products.
Cool. I love that. We have a demo that we're going to show off from Kevin Q.
We get started here on the left-hand side. We're adding a new tab here called Vault, and this is where users can come in and see secrets that they've stored in our Vault. So I have a couple of ones I've created here, and what users can do is they can look at secrets that have been stored, and when we click this icon here, it actually goes in and makes a request to decrypt the keys in our backend. So these are actually hidden by default. You can go ahead and copy these as well. We can go in and take a look at these in more detail. We also have stored the encryption contexts, and in this case we're using an organization, so we have this ID here. We can also link to the organization itself. We can also delete secrets, so we can also create a new top secret and then just give it a random value. We have an organization section here for the encryption context, and that creates the new secret here. We also keep an audit log of all the events that occur in the Vault dashboard. And you can see the actions that I just took, creating the new secret and updating it as well. And yeah, that's the demo. Nice and small, but pretty big impact for our customers to be able to access this on the dashboard.
All right, so that is it. Thank you so much, Ryan, for being here. If you'd like to learn more about WorkOS Vault, just check out workos.com/vault, and we'll have everything that you need to know right there. So we'll see you for day 3.